Welcome to the new lecture of C++. In this lecture, we are going to discuss and cover the topic file handling. When we use the programming of C++, so in that scenario, our program and the data which is used in the program actually reside and save in the memory. And memory, we know that memory is a volatile memory, and that is RAM actually. So it means that when we close our program or shut down our computer, so that data and program will be vanish out from our computer. So to save our data permanently in our computer, so we need to write that data in the files. So we will see using the concept of C++ that how can we write data permanently in the files system, and in the future if required, so how can we read data from the file. So let's see and discuss how can we use this feature of C++. So C++ has a library with the name fstream, that is can be also say a header file in C++ with the name fstream. So this is a kind of library which has classes that can be utilized in the programming and C++ language. Okay, one class is ofstream, ofstream, the second one is ifstream, and the third one is the fstream. So we have three different classes. We can use these both classes at once. Together we can use these classes, or you can also escape these two classes and just opt for the fstream as well. So it means that the task that you want to perform with these two classes can also be performed separately and individually with this class fstream. Okay, so these classes have some functions through which we can actually create a file, write in a file, and read from the file. So ofstream is actually used to create and write a file. Okay, so O is for the out fstream, out file stream. Okay, and the ifstream is used to read the file. So this class can be utilized for reading of the text of the data from the file in the computer system. And this class can be used for create, read, and write into the file. Okay, so there are some functions that can be used from these classes. For example, the functions which we have here is the open. This function exists in the ofstream, fstream, and ifstream and fstream. The close function, and there are some other functions which exist in the classes, and we will call these functions to open the file and to close the file and to write into the file. Okay, so these functions exist in separately in each and every class. Okay, so if we open the file, so there can be different formats to open the file. The file can be open for input, the file can be open for the output, the file can be open so that we may append some text into the file. So there are different mode system to access the file. The iOS, so this is actually the syntax. How can we access the file? iOS scope resolution operator, the double colon, and IN, this is used for the input. Okay, so another one is the iOS scope resolution operator, and out, this is for the output of the file, and iOS scope resolution operator APP, append. Append means that if there is a text already been saved in a text file, so we don't want to delete those text or that data, and we want to actually append the data at the end of the file. So you may use this option while opening a file. Then there is another option that to use iOS scope resolution operator double colon and trunc. Trunc is used to truncate the file, so that if you want to delete everything in the file and then write something new in the file, then you can use this property while opening the file. So there are some default opening format and modes that can be used or already been used with the ofstream and ifstream and fstream. So let's see. So there are some default modes that are already been used with the ofstream, with the ifstream and the fstream. So those default modes are the iOS scope resolution operator and out. So out means that we want to write something in the file. So the fstream, the ofstream by default use the iOS out feature while opening a file, okay? And the ifstream uses the iOS scope resolution operator and N mode by default when you open a file using the ifstream. So it means that we want to read from the file, okay? And if you are using the fstream only, so by default the out and in property are used to open the file, because by default we want to read or to write in the file, okay? Even we can create the file with default properties, okay? Okay, so let's see an example that how can we use the ofstream, the ofstream class, to see that how can we open a file and write something in the file, okay? So through this class we will create an object. Here you can see, first of all we need to include the fstream, hash include fstream, then hash include iostream, and then using namespace std, and then we have declare and define the main function. In this body of main function we have written the class name ofstream, okay, ofstream, and created an object. So we can call this variable as an object of the class of ofstream. So we have used the syntax of a function to call this object. So this syntax, while during declaration of a variable of object, is known as constructor. This is called constructor, okay? So if you don't want to use the constructor and you want to just declare the name, declare the object of a class, so obviously then you will use the terminator here and you will not need to call the constructor, okay? Then you can see here in the comment line, you may just write down the name of the object, my file, dot operator, and then use the function of the object, function of the class actually, okay? So with dot operator we can call the function of the object my file, open, and then parenthesis, and then you can write the name of the file. So we are actually interested to create or to open a file that already exists in our directory where this code has been saved, okay? So we want to create or open a file with the name abc.txt. So if this file already exists, so it means that we are going to open this file. If this file doesn't exist in the directory, so this function will create this new file in the directory, okay, where the cpp file is already saved or the exe file is already saved, okay? So we can use the constructor method or the open function method to open a file. Then we are using the object my file and the stream insertion operator, okay, just like the stream insertion operator with the cout object, okay? The stream insertion operator, and we are writing this statement in the double quotes, this is my file. So this statement will be written in the file abc.txt. So this file will be created, will be open, and this statement will be written in the file, and after writing this statement in the file, we are going to close that file, and then we are finishing our program. We are closing our main function. So through this way, we are going to create an object of the ofstream. The object may be called with the constructor, or the object may be called with a function, with open function. In both of the methods, you can just name the file in which you are interested to open, or you are interested to create that file. Okay, so it doesn't matter the extension. You can change the extension to any other extension you want to create. Okay, and then we want to write down some text. This is the text that we are interested to write down in the file abc.txt. okay, so this is the method to write the my file, the object name, and then stream insertion operator, and then use the statement or the whatever you want to write, but should be enclosed in the double quotes, and then you must close the file using the function dot close, the method dot close of the my file object. So this is the whole method, to open a file and write something in the file and then close that file. So what about the reading from the file? So let's see and use the ifstream class. So in this program, we are going to use the ifstream to open a file and to read from the file. So using ofstream, we have written something in the file, and using ifstream, we are going to read from the existing file. Okay, so you need to use the fstream library. This is the header file with the hash include, and then we need to include the iostream using hash include. Then we are using the namespace using namespace std. And this is the main function that we have used. This is the closing bracket of the main function. Okay, so due to the limited space, I have written the closing curly braces here. So if we want to read from the file, so first of all, we have to save the text or the data of the file in some variable of the C++ programming. Okay, and then we can use that variable for even printing on the console screen. So you can see here we have declared a string variable, my text. So my text is a string variable. In this variable, we will save the text which has been read from the file. Then we have written the class name ifstream, and then created an object, a kind of variable, okay, of this class type. So this is object my file, and because during declaration of this variable of this object we have provided the parentheses, so remember that whenever you write a variable name and you provide the parentheses during declaration, so that this concept is known as calling constructor. So this is a constructor. We are actually calling a constructor. So inside this constructor or this method, we are passing an argument or string argument, okay, closing in double quotes. So actually we are interested to open a file with name abc.txt from the drive. Okay, here you can see if you do not interest to call the constructor, so terminate this statement while declaring a variable, an object of this file, and then use name of that object with a dot operator, and then call the open method, open function. Okay, so this is the predefined function of the my file object, which actually defined in the class ifstream, and then pass the argument through this function. Okay, so this constructor and this open function works both similarly with same concept. Okay, so this will also open the abc.txt, and this statement will also open the abc.txt. So you may use one of these calling method, okay, whether this one or the calling to the constructor. Okay, so when we open the file, then we can read from the file. Okay, so how can we read actually? So we can read by getting line from the file. So this is, this is a function defined in the iostream. So this function will read from the my file. This is my file object. Okay, from my file, now it has been opened. So from my file it will read a line, and that line will be saved in my text, this one. So this is a variable of string type. So we are going to read a line from the file and saving that line into the string variable. And then what we are going to do with this variable is we are printing the text of my text, the string of my text on the console screen. Okay, and then the while loop here is enclosed with the closing curly braces. So this while function will iterate through all the lines one by one. Okay, so the first line will be read with in the first iteration. Similarly, in the second iteration, the second line will be fetched from the file. Similarly, if there are other lines which exist in the file, so through this while function and through this getline function, so through this while loop, we are going to access each and every line in the file. So unless and until we finish with our lines, so this while loop will be executing. So if we finish the lines, so there will be no line exists in the file. So it means that this while loop will be terminated because there will be no line and the condition will become false because there will be nothing. So nothing means there will be return a 0. So that will become through that 0, this while loop will become false and while loop will become terminated. Okay, and then we are going to close the file that we have already opened. So through this method we can open a file and we can read the data from the file through using while loop and getline functions. So there are many other methods as well that through which we can read file, but the basic idea is very similar to this program, that we need to create object of the ifstream and then pass the the argument of the file name through calling constructor or through calling the open function, and then we can read from the file and we can play with the data or information that already exists in the file. So this is the another this was the another class of the fstream library that we have used to read from the file. Okay, so till now we have used the ofstream and ifstream separately for the opening of the file and to create and write of the writing in the file and to open the file and read from the file. Now we want to use all these features in a single program using the fstream class. Here you can see that we are going to create, write, read using fstream class. So this class is named exactly the name of the library. Okay, so in this library we have three classes that can be used: ofstream, ifstream and the fstream. So now in this program we are using only fstream program for not only reading from the file, but we will also be able to write in the file as well and create the file. Okay, so hash include iostream, hash include fstream using namespace, and this is the main method that we are using, and this function has been defined, the main function, which is closing here. So this is the opening curly braces, this is the closing curly braces of the main function. So in this main function we have declared a string variable with name line. Okay, then we are going to declare an object of type fstream. So this fstream is actually class. So in previous two examples we have seen that we are going to create the object of ofstream or ifstream and creating the constructor. But in this program we are using a different class, that is fstream, with only object. You can also call the constructor of this object just like in the previous examples. Okay, now we are using the open function of the object FIO. So file input output, this is the user defined variable or object of the class fstream. In this open method we are going to pass the two parameters here separated by comma. You can see here, one is the string argument and second is the mode that we may pass with the string argument, so that the open function may consider that for which purpose you are going to open this file. Okay, so the mode that we have discussed previously can be passed as arguments into the function open function. Okay, so we are going to create a new file xyz.txt for output purpose and for the input purpose. We want to write in the file and we want to read as well from the file. So both of the tasks will be done simultaneously at the same time using single object, which was not able, to use the ofstream or ifstream. Okay, so in next line we are going to get the input from the user using console screen. So on the console screen the user will input some string in the line variable. Okay, so line is actually a string variable. In this line we are going to save the string from the user. Okay, so that string will actually, and that text will actually be saved in the file. So this is actually the syntax. How can we write a value of the string variable into the file? So this file has already been opened, so therefore the text inside the line variable will be saved and written in the open file. Okay, then we are interested to read text from the file in the line variable. So this option allow us, just like the cn, this option allow us to read from the file, the text from the file, and that text will be saved in the line variable. Okay, and then we are going to print the text, the value of line, on the console screen. And in the next statement we are going to close the file FIO, which we have already been opened here through this open function. So now we are going to close this file and then finishing the main function. So here you have seen that how can we actually create or to write something in the file and read from the file and print it on the console screen using only the fstream class. Okay, so we can use the ifstream, we can use the ofstream, or we can use the fstream to access, to create the file, to write in the file, and to read from the file, so that our data may be permanently saved in the drive in our computers. So thank you very much for watching this video.